Hey scholars, it's me, Dr. Christina Williams. Welcome back, and I'm so glad to have this lesson for you. Today, you're beginning Foundations for Literacy 2. So far, you've got the letter names and letter sounds down. You've really got those vowel sounds nailed down, and you've been putting those sounds together to make words. You've even added digraphs, CH, TH, and SH to further expand the number of words that you can read. Today is a big day. Today, we're gonna learn another way that vowels can say their names. We know A usually says ah, E usually says eh, I usually says I, O usually says ah, and U usually says But we've learned that when you have a really short word and the vowel is at the end, sometimes the vowel says its name, like in the word I or in the word me, E. Really short word, the E's at the end, it says its name. Well, today we're gonna learn another sophisticated way that vowels can say their names rather than making the short sounds. I wanna begin by reading this book, Pete the Cat. I love my white shoes. You can sing with me. Pete the cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. Pete loved his white shoes so much he sang the song. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of strawberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Red. Red. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of blueberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Blue. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. Oh no. Pete stepped in a large puddle of mud. What color did it turn his shoes? Brown. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. Oh no. Pete stepped in a bucket of water, and all the brown and all the blue and all the red were washed away. What color were his shoes again? White, but now they were wet. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. Squeak, squeak, squeak. The moral of Pete's story is, no matter what you step in, keep walking along and singing your song, because it's all good. I love that story, but there's something really important that I can teach you with this book. It has the word Pete. Now I'm going to cover up this E, and it changes the words. When I get rid of that E, it's going to change the word. Now just make the sounds with me if you would. Pet. So when I don't have the E at the end, the word says pet. Like maybe you have a pet cat. But when I add the E to the end, this changes the word pet to the word Pete. Now here's what happens. This guy at the end is an E. Well, you can see that. But it's a magic E. A magic E has special powers, so it can jump up and over one letter, and it tells the vowel. What are the vowels again? Old MacDonald had some vowels, A-E-I-O-U. You know them. So the magic E jumps over one letter and it can tell a vowel to say your name. So this E isn't going to say eh like it did in pet with a magic E. The E jumps over and tells this E, say your name. Now, in all honesty, it doesn't happen very often with E's. E's don't generally tell an E to say their name. It happens every now and again, but not so often. Usually it's busy telling the other vowels what to do. So I'm going to set this book aside and I'm going to invite you to get from your kit these tools. You're going to make this and you're going to use this. Now, what I did is I just took the sparkly magic E and I put some glue on the back and I just placed it right on my star so it's right side up. And you might want to put a book or something heavy on top of it. While it dries, you can do some review. So you're going to end up with something like this. I think I may have even put 2 of these sparkly pipe cleaners there, so you can use one to wrap around your wand, but the other one you're going to use to remind you to do some magic. And we're going to do that by making it just a rainbow shape. I'm going to set that aside with my wand for a minute. Now let's review some short vowel words. These are words that don't have magic E's. And you have been given some hash sheets of paper that look very much like this. And they're for you to put all around your playroom or on the deck or your living room or kitchen, wherever your family says it's okay to post them. You're going to use some tape and just paste them around the room. And you're going to review making the sounds you see and deciding what the word says. So this says k, a, n, can. Are you with me? This says t, a, b, tub. P, e, t, pet. That one we just saw in Pete the Cat's name. A, p. Is it pretty easy for you? Yeah, I want you to go through all of your word cards, making the sounds you see as you move around your house, whatever. Just go around, use your finger and make the sounds and decide what words are written there. Then when your magic E wand dries, I'll have something else for you. We're gonna give it time and we're gonna come back to these making word cards. So hopefully you still have those. They're out and handy and you've been practicing. I wanted to show you though, I don't think I shared in the video with digraphs that I included digraph cards for you to change words like this. So we had your making words cards. Now I can put some digraphs in here to change the word. So notice that there are two letters on one card because those 2 letters together make one sound. That's a digraph. So I had the word mad, and when I put a CH in front, it became Chad. Now Chad's a name, so it should have an uppercase C, but it's kind of fun to look at what else I could write. Now watch this. I have a. Instead of the D, what if I put a TH here? Math. So you can use those digraph cards to make all kinds of words. Now look at this. If I have the word card d, if I have all those letter cards flipped so it makes mad, and then I introduced an extra pocket. This pocket will only have one E. We still have an E in here, but this is an additional E that you'll find in your materials. So now I have the word d. Now, if I put a magic E at the end and I use this rainbow to remind me that a magic E jumps over one letter and it tells the vowel to say your name. This said mad. What is it gonna say now? Ad. It's got a magic E. That means this one is gonna say its name. What's the name of this letter? Yeah, A. So instead of saying I'm gonna say the name of this vowel, A-D. Now an E is so busy giving all of its power to that vowel, it doesn't say anything at all. Not when it comes at the ends of words. So add, nope, aid, made. Like I made the bed this morning, made. That's it. That's how a magic E works. Now watch this. I'm gonna put the digraph, SH, in front of this word, on top of the M. What sound do we make for an SH? Shh, that's right. So I'm gonna put it right here. Make the sounds again. Shh, add, shh, aid, shade. Yeah, I made the word shade. Now here's the thing. You've been taught so far to make this sound and this sound and this sound. If you get to that magic E like I did and you say, whoops, I forgot to do the magic, it's okay to go back and fix what you had read. Pretty soon, your eyes get really good at sneaking a peek ahead to see if this has a magic E or no magic E. You'll get so good at it so quickly. Now, I'm gonna put these making word cards away, but I'm gonna keep my arrow because what I wanna do now is bring these words that you have. I gave you lots and lots of short vowel posters that can be transformed when you use your Magic E wand. So I'm going to use my Magic E star wand and put it at the end of this word. Now it did say can, but when I put a Magic E at the end, do you remember what a Magic E does? It jumps over one letter, which I'm kind of showing with my rainbow here, and it tells this vowel, don't say ah, say your name. So now I have cane, like maybe a candy cane, or the older gentleman had to walk with a cane. Now look at this one. This says tub. Now, if I put a Magic E at the end of that word, that Magic E is going to jump over the B and tell the U, don't say say your name. What's the name of that letter? U. Tube. Tube. Like when I brushed my teeth this morning, I squeezed the tube of toothpaste. That's it. All right, let's look at the next one. Oh, I bet you're good at this one already. Pet. Now I'm tapping above the letters. You're gonna tap below, but I don't wanna block the letters for you. So, pet. What will it say when I put a Magic E at the end? Eat. Pete. Yeah, the Magic E changes everything. It tells the vowel, don't make your short vowel sound, say your name. Now this next one, let's do it without the E. Hop. Well, if I put the Magic E here, we've got the rainbow to remind you, what will that word say? What's the name of that letter? O. Hope. I hope you got it right. You have lots and lots more practicing that you can do in the coming days, and you are going to love it. I feel certain. But I've got even more practice than that. Sure, you're going to play with your Magic E wand a lot. That's great. And then we have some practice too that we're going to take right to, I'm going to grab my pencil. I'm going to take it right to paper because that's where you're going to be seeing most words is in books or papers. Maybe a menu or something like that. But here I have lots of words that have an A where the A is saying its name, and an E where the E is saying its name, and the I and the O and the U. And the only practice you're gonna do for this piece is you're gonna take your pencil and draw an arrow from the E jumping over one letter and pointing to the vowel and telling the vowel to say its name. So I'm gonna read this word, late. Yes, and you're gonna move from left to right. So you're not gonna do all the A's together. You're gonna go A-E-I-O-U. And each time you're gonna draw with a pencil the arrow from the E, jumping over one letter and telling the vowel to say your name. So you're gonna do this practice drawing arrows with your pencil from the magic E to the vowel, reminding yourself that when there's a magic E, it tells the vowel to say your name. All right, so you can just do a couple rows each day to keep yourself in practice. I've included in your kit Magic E word cards. You had some digraph word cards and now you have Magic E word cards. And when you get really good, I'd love for you to just put them in a big bowl or something, a big basket, and then mix them up. And you can play a game like this where you turn your word cards downward like this. And you can make, of course, a big game board. But you can play a game like this where you roll the die and you move each mover. Let's say I rolled a 2, 1, 2, I flip it over and I decode that word. If I get it right, then I put it right side up. Yes, I never land on that one again. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one, when I flip it up, it says shh. It's got the digraph. Magic E still work, even if there's a digraph there. Shh, shine. So once I get it right, I turn it upward and I roll again. You can do this with mixed up Magic E words and digraph words. And with every lesson, you're gonna get more and more word cards so that you can continue practicing not just all the same ones at one time, but mixed up. So it keeps your brain working. Does this have a Magic E? Doesn't it have a Magic E? And you'll be able to decode words with or without that E. Now, the next thing I have is the Magic E game board. And you're gonna start with picking any word you'd like to begin with, roll the die, and you move, let's say, one space. You may use the pencil to draw the arrow from the E, jumping over one letter and telling the vowel to say its name, or you could just use your finger. When you check a book out of the library, you're not gonna wanna write with your pencil, making rainbows from the E to the vowel. You just can't do that. But in my classroom, I often saw kids taking their fingers and reminding themselves what to do when they see a Magic E. They would just do something like this. They would draw the rainbow with their finger to trigger their memory, and they knew exactly what to do. They made the sounds they saw. Now, in this game board that I've given you, there are words with a Magic E and words without a Magic E. We want to keep you on your toes. We don't want you to just start assuming, okay, I'm gonna just name the vowel instead of making it short sound. I want you to say, if there's an E, the A says its name. If there's not an E, it's gonna say ah. You're gonna do that with all of the vowels, so you'll have it down. Now, honestly, once you get pretty good at this, or if you're a little bit older, I want you to know that I've included some more challenging words. Now, don't be afraid of it. All you have to do is make the sound you see, and you can read words like reptile, or telescope, or ignore. Yeah, there are lots of words that you'll be able to read. So there are 2 stretcher game boards, game boards that have more sophisticated Magic E words. Now, there's something I need to share with you. There's always one goofball in every group. Usually I'm the one, but in the vowels, there's one goofball for sure. And I want you to learn about this goofball by eating this sweet treat that I've put in your kit. Now, here's the thing. You have to be brave when you're a reader. Sometimes kids, when they work with me, they make the sound so quietly because they don't want to be wrong. But here's the thing, when you make the sounds out loud, your brain connects more quickly and you get the image of the word in your mind. So we want to make the sounds out loud. We have to be brave. Well, there's a way I'm going to test your bravery, and that's with the sweet treat. Honestly, I had never eaten one of these until about 10 years ago. Now, don't tell anybody, but I go and sneak these sometimes from our supplies here at Book Bums. But you get one in your kit to demonstrate just how brave you are. Now, this word says perune, perune, Purune? That doesn't make a word to me. I don't know what a purune is. Do you? Well, here's the tricky vowel. This is that one, that crazy guy, because sometimes U doesn't always exactly say its name. This is a letter U. I know you know, letter U. But it doesn't say U in this word. It doesn't say purune. Sometimes U just says ooh. And you might make that sound when you taste this. Sometimes kids, when they taste this prune, they say ooh. Sometimes kids say ooh, like this is so yummy. Well, you're gonna have to try it for yourself. Be brave. Remember, readers have to be brave, and I want you to prove how brave you are by trying this prune. Remember, you doesn't always say you. Sometimes it says ooh, which is the next sound we're gonna learn in our foundations class. Now, I have some spelling practice for you. First, there are some pretty basic short vowel words. Remember, we've been practicing our handwriting from the second class that we've been in, the one where we were learning our letter names and letter sounds. I hope you're still practicing. And I'm telling your parents right now, your kid should be practicing now. Every time we read words, they should be practicing spelling those words as well. I gave you that dry erase paper, remember, to practice with when you were making words. And continually, every time we learn a new rule to decode words, we want to practice encoding or writing words. So here I've started us with a short vowel word. The first one happens to be pin. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna look at the word, decode it, and then you're going to maybe cover it with your hand and just say the word pin. And you're gonna spell it p-i-n. You're gonna stretch that word out into its each part, and you're gonna represent each part with a letter. So when I said p, I make a P. P, I, that's an I. And then n, that's an N. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and write it. I just fake wrote it before. P, I, n. So I essentially have just written the same word that was already there. Now the next step is to add a magic E. So I'm gonna write P, I, n, but I'm gonna put a magic E at the end. And I'm gonna draw with my pencil an arrow up and over the end to remind myself that that I is going to say its name. So you know what I just did? I turned pin into P-I-N. Pine, like the pine tree I buy at Christmas time. Now, you're gonna do the same work. You're not gonna do it all at once, maybe 5 words a day. There are 2 different practice pages, maybe 5 words a day, so that you get good at this one tricky piece. When I make the sound for pine, P-I-N, there are only 3 sounds, but I have to put 4 letters. That's because the E doesn't make a sound, but I know it has to be there if the vowel says its name. So you're gonna practice k, t, and then you're gonna put a magic E there, and you're gonna tell that U to say you or ooh. K, you, t. It will say cute. So you'll continue in that way all the way through until you finish by doing a few words each day. Now, I have another practice that looks like this. This is for our older kids, or when you get really good at this one. It doesn't have the lines for handwriting practice, but you can certainly practice using your line paper that also came in your kit. So some more practice with spelling. Now there is one more sweet treat in your kit, and it's this candy. It's called a Life Saver. And it just goes to show that there are some times you'll see magic E's right in the middles of words. So examine the word lifesaver with your whomever it is who bought you this kit. Talk about the 2 magic E's inside one word. You're gonna see that sometimes. Well, scholars, that's it for our class, and I hope you enjoyed learning about Magic E. I'll see you soon with our next great lesson.